I'm with Wade Marinowski, and we're having a look today at his incredible masquerade ballet of robots. They really are sensational. But Wade, what's it all about?
Yes, like you said, it's a masquerade ball for robots. I was really interested in making new audience experiences. It's in a dark space, so it's creating an eerie and unnerving experience and exploring why people have certain responses to robots, what's expected of robots. A lot of people think that the robots are responding to them in some way, but my robots just ignore humans, they care for themselves. It's an element of live art and performance art.
I was reading about the reference to the Sandman. Can you tell me about that?
In The Sandman by E.T.A. Hoffman from 1917 is a short story about Nathaniel, and he falls in love with a female automaton while dancing with her. Freud wrote the essay called The Uncanny, and he's the main reference for exploring what the uncanny means. And then later on, Matashi Mori, professor of robotics of Japan, he developed a theory called the Uncanny Valley, and that is to test the response of the human-robot relationship when people get freaked out, basically, or when there's an element of disbelief, whether the robot is alive or not, whether it is human or... So it's this, in a way, a test, or to see if you can convince people that something is alive when it's not.
Well, you're too young, but I was brought up on Lost in Space, and those robots really freaked me out for a long time, I have to say. They've got a lot to answer for. Take me through the process. How do you make these robots?
It's about 4 years of research. I started in Canada, in Montreal, studying under robotic artist Bill Vaughan. There's a microcontroller called the Arduino, and I basically taught myself how to use that. And there's sensors, and the sensors allow the robot to detect distance, and when they see something, then the motors turn in a particular way to avoid anything in its path, basically. I was responding also to Bill Vaughan's robots because his robots are quite industrial and menacing. So mine, I guess, I wanted to have more of a feminine aspect to them.
They are. They're quite beautiful. They're quite balletic in their movements and in their dress. Where do you see this going? Is this a continuing theme in your work, robots? Are you on the robot path forever now?
Yeah, well, the next one I'm hoping to develop one that actually does follow people. This one's, well, there's a lot of stages which were unachievable in this development of the work, but at this stage there is a platform there for development.
But do you think the Melbourne art scene are going to get the robots?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
They're universal.
Yeah, they speak all state languages.
Yep.
And you've just been in Poland?
Yeah, I've taken the robots to the Polish Biennale.
Wow, they're well-travelled robots.
And they were shown in a castle, which was the castle of Wilhelm II, and also the headquarters of Hitler during the war. Wow,
if these robots could talk. Thanks, Wade. I'm looking forward to your opening, and I'm really looking forward to seeing those drawings across the road. Come on, Wade. Come and show me your drawings. Oh, here we are, the stock. You oversee the entire production you orchestrate various members of your team to produce.
Yeah, I've built all the prototyping and do all the sensor testing, integration. I worked with costume designer Sally Jackson, electrical engineer Aras Vaichaz, and programmer Jeremy Apthorpe. And also choreography and lighting with Mirabelle Rotters from Branch Nebula Performance Group, and then oversee the whole project, yeah.
Fantastic. And John Buckley was telling me that you had a residency at Bundanon, and that was when you started. Was that how the process started?
Actually, no. These are the works that I made at Bundanon.
Right.
And these...
My God, they're so different to your drawings.
These...
I can't believe that you did both of them. They're just so drastically different.
So, after doing robots for 4 years, I did something completely opposite and did these river wash drawings. And they're made with inks in the Bundanon Shoalhaven River.
Oh, they're very beautiful.
So they're similar in a way because I believe that they were created autonomously by the river, with my input being minimal as possible, except for throwing things onto the paper.
What did you do? You drew on the paper?
No, it's just
free?
Yeah, you put, like you can see in this one that it actually floated down the river, and I just put drops on top and let it wash down the river.
You're very dreamy.
And then this is a lot of sand thrown onto the paper, and then just ink squirted on top. Piece is called a good flogging. I was a period of time where I was doing Australiana type works, and this is filmed at Old Sydney Town, and of a person getting whipped, and then it's digitally manipulated, so it still has the quality of maybe someone getting whipped. So I was interested in the misogynistic representation of the convict and how has that influenced Australian culture.
Big leap for then into the robots.
Yeah, I kind of have themes that encompass my thought for a few years at a time.
Wankers. The art world is full of them. And now we've found a video called Sydney Wanker. Wade, what's it about?
Sydney Wanker is a derogatory term for people of Sydney, often called so by people of the outback or perhaps from Melbourne. And in this piece I literally became a Sydney wanker by masturbating at Macquarie's chair with the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge in the background. It was done about 5:30 a.m. one morning. I got very nervous, as you can, a bit of stage fright, as you can imagine, but I pulled it off and
excuse the pun,
and ran.